Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Hermit Gamers. Various exhibitions, let's say, of the characters in the game X-Men Legends 2. I would do a tier list, some sort of, and then maybe someday I will. But for now, I'm way too lazy for that. What I actually also, I don't like the idea of me just standing there and saying, "Hey, look, you should listen to me. This is really great," or "Oh no, this is really bad." You could show the numbers, but at that point, you're starting to do quite a bit of work, so you might as well just show some gameplay. If I'm going to say something is good, then I want to be able to just go ahead and demonstrate that it's good. I will be with you in just one moment here. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Now, I believe we can get started. Now, what I'm actually going to show you is what I would consider to be the game's most busted character. Hold on. Apparently, I'm not signed in to something here. Anyway, we'll sort that out later. For now, let's just get started. And yeah, I'll boot up. I'll show you guys some Iron Man gameplay, and you'll very quickly see how broken he is. Or maybe Iron Jesus will just curse me and I'll die instantly. Anyway, let's get in there.
Let the games begin.
And yes, enjoy that. So here we are. We're doing the standard thing where you do the hard start, which you save game statistics. And here is a save game I prepared. I actually had to spend like a good chunk of today and yesterday grinding various characters up to a suitable level because all my playthroughs have been solo. So most of the characters weren't kind of available in a leveled up and geared up condition, ready to take into this. And it takes quite a while to level characters up in this game. There's one good way to power level involves Cyclops and using one of his abilities and using the danger room and then going in with a team where you effectively have unlimited energy, but you can only make 4 teams that have unlimited energy. And one of them is kind of conditional. So Bishop can functionally give you unlimited energy. Phoenix can functionally give you unlimited energy. Scarlet Witch can functionally give you unlimited energy. So you build 4 teams around them that can just go into the danger room and just murder stuff en masse, spam all the big AoEs. I'm looking for Iron Man, by the way. There he is. There's my firstborn. You get out. As always, we do this solo. So we got some gear, as I said. Nothing too amazing. This is nice. Dual stat is nice. This just really basic. A bit of resistance is good, and this is, I guess, all resistance is pretty nice. But otherwise, really basic gear. The build for Iron Man and the explanation of why he's so freaking broken. 1 point in all of his offensive skills, aside from his ult, which you don't really need to, but it's there anyway. I mean, you might as well. Max this thing. This thing's completely broken. I'll explain why. And then whatever you want, really. Optimal would probably be to max Mutant Master, then this. I like this. I do like resistances. Iron Man doesn't have any tanking ability. He relies on just killing everything before it can hurt him. And the reason why he can do that is because of this. This is broken. See where it says 700% melee damage? That's not true. It's 700% all damage. It also massively increases your attack speed, 150%. That also means it triples the speed at which you can throw out abilities that are doing 700% more damage. Can you do the math on that? These are all multiplicative enhancements, so they scale disgustingly with damage from your gear. You do not ever need more than 1 point in Iron Man's attack skills to basically one-shot everything with that ability. You also one-shot everything at like comical speeds. Like, see how quickly you can just spam this stuff and see how little energy it takes. This kills everything. Everything in this radius dies. You have a turret, so you can bait things. You have abilities. You have range advantage, so you don't need to worry necessarily about being invincible, because you're not actually invincible. You are quite vincible, but you shouldn't die despite it. I do think it's funny that Iron Man, like, he was literally called, wasn't he called Invincible Iron Man at one point? And of course, he was never actually invincible in the comics. You see, I'll take some damage here, but everything just dies. So how does it hurt me? Like, and this early part of the game is very different to when you actually get into like the real parts. This early part is quite exceptionally dangerous as a solo because it just drops enemies on your head. Because the game is not designed for you to do it as a solo player, obviously. Anyway, make sure we keep motion amplify up at all times. Without it, we do not do damage. But with it, we can literally just punch stuff to death. Like, we don't even need to use abilities. And I don't mean, like, just... Like, everything just gets 600 damage. Dead. Dead. Everything's just dead. Everything's dead. It doesn't matter. Like, what are they going to do? Run away. Everything's dead. I put up this turret. It one-shots everything. It doesn't matter. Everything's dead. But if I want, I can fill the screen with this crap. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if I want, I can go completely, like, ham on everything. These guys could actually kill me, but it doesn't matter. Because they die before... It's like a Wild West, shootout. It doesn't matter. It's just whoever gets the pistol out first. The thing is, we just kill everything, and nothing can hurt you. And we just found a piece of equipment. We're probably not high enough level to use it. Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. This is our level 1 skill, Unibeam. It has 1 skill point in it. So I need you to see this, okay? It's supposed to do 11 to 15 damage. You want to see how much damage it actually does to an enemy? I'll show you. Hold on, let's just break all this stuff, get some extreme tokens, maybe some... You see, I'm not using energy because, like in theory, this guy's only weakness is that he uses a lot of energy. But, when everything dies, it doesn't matter. You have time to get it back. He's so completely broken. You could make an argument, and I would say true S tier in this game. There's actually 3 characters in it. That Pyro and Sunfire are both S tier, but for different reasons. Pyro and Sunfire can effectively one-shot everything, but their damage is, like just the nature of the damage skills that they use is not as like I can't just go, oh, that dies, that dies, that dies. Look at that, press a button, it dies, everything dies. Like I have to. It's a bit awkward to apply it. And that could be a problem because it means you kind of have to expose yourself to hold on, I think my motion amplifier just ran down. Yeah, okay. So what? See, one shot, level 1 ability, 1 skill point, one shots these guys. Goodbye on your bike. Now these guys can actually do a lot of damage. But see, the range advantage that we have is not just the typical range advantage. We literally shoot around corners. Like you can't. It's like, yeah, we can die, unlike, say, Colossus, but there's value in just deleting everything. And, I don't have to run up to stuff to delete it. It's not just a range advantage. I don't even necessarily need a sightline on things to instantly kill it. So, yeah, he can take damage, but he's still exceptionally safe. As I said, the other 2 S-tier characters, Pyro and Sunfire, they can't just clear mobs as quickly as this guy, but they're invincible while they do it, functional. And Colossus is... I wouldn't put Colossus on S tier despite him being invincible, because, he just kills shit slower. He still kills it fast, he's just not... I wouldn't say he's quite S tier. Anyway, let's go in, let's continue. We don't need to buy anything. Like, I could look at equipment, but honestly, I can wear this equipment to the end of the game.
Sabretooth has just informed us that a citizen of Russia has escaped. Unfortunately, she's hurt. And
Game, let me skip, please. Anyway. Sweet 180. Whoop. Get out of here. And look, you know what I said about like strong builds having positive ult economy? Like, do you see how many? Like, we have 5 ults. And this guy's ult kills everything because he's... that's why I say, like, max the ult just for bosses, basically. Because nothing else is going to get as much value in terms of, like, punch per point as your ult. But just raw, I need to make this impossibly tanky thing go away. Yeah. But anyway, so you got those balls. The balls are ridiculous. They go through, and you can see they have like cleave damage. They shotgun, unlike most stuff like that in this game. So if all three of them whack something, they absolutely like decimate it. You have this black hole thing that CC stuff. It just attacks don't even matter. You can use whatever you want. Like I said, you can use your level 1 attack skill with 1 skill point and just one-shot everything. It doesn't make any difference. The only reason you would not use that to like clear the game is simply because it's not AoE. Like this is your crappy level 2. It doesn't matter. Every skill point like this, just gone. It's a nuke. It doesn't matter. Put a turret down. Who cares? You know, we got this thing as well. Since it like just eat all your energy, it's not meant to be spammed that fast. We're doing all our offensive stuff at triple speed because of how busted motion amplifier is, which means we use 3 times the energy even with our skills being level 1. Just imagine imagine how quickly that would eat your EP. Hold on, it has to be more than triple speed. Come on, look at that. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, we also have the whole grab bag of utilities, aside from 1, I think. So we have level 2 might, so we can. There's nothing in the game we can't move or pick up, and we can fly. So pretty much we can get everywhere. I don't know if we can put fires out. I don't think any of his abilities can. Actually, maybe this can. This black hole thing. I would test it out at some point, but I've already gone past the fires. There's more fires near the first boss. We'll see how they work. And yeah, I haven't even really shown the black hole thing, because CC becomes irrelevant when, you know, when everything just kind of gets one-shotted. You don't need to worry about, you know, holding it still for a follow-up shot. But as you can see, it is nice because it groups. It's just a little bit tricky to use aim-wise. The best skill, I think, on his is this one, these 3 balls, for spamming at range, and then just, yeah, just this one. Just this sort of like AoE explosion for up close, and that'll sort out everything in the game. But his skills also do different types of damage. Not that that matters, because you have different types of damage on your gear, and the damage on your gear is being amplified 750%. It's, you know, being put down range, so to speak, triple speed. Anyway, we just walk through. I'm not even like, I'm really like, I don't want to stop for anything. I'm not gonna speedrun it per se, but you know what I mean? If they, like, if I'm not afraid to walk past something, like if I'm not concerned about like, oh, it's gonna come up on me, if I don't have those concerns, I'm just gonna bully my way through it, because I know for a fact you can just force your way through all this content with this guy. I honestly could have done the same thing with Colossus, but I haven't played this mode solo in a while, so, you know, he kind of got the short end of the stick on both playthroughs, for the same reason, sadly. Anyway, as I said, yeah, I'm not even picking up the gear because I'm not fast. You know, just as with the other exhibitions, I'll just be playing through to the first act boss. If people want to see me, you know, you can always just say, hey, you know, finish it up. I don't mind. It won't, any gear I dropped here won't make any difference to that if I do decide to continue. And yeah, again, we just want to force our way out of here. We don't want to mess around too long. The only thing I miss with this guy compared to the other fast characters like Professor X and Toad is their speed increases their movement speed. And that's a scary aura, but you know what isn't scary is a room full of dead stuff. Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna leave a rare, but I'm too much of a loot goblin, like in the depths of my nasty black heart, to leave that behind. I can basically just sell everything because none of it actually matters. Oh, stone.
Prices to be most reasonable.
Alright. Everything is beautiful now. Everything is back on track. So this one, what even is this? I won't be able to wear it. It's not good, but it's also not like, you know, complete garbage. There's a world where you would be happy to have found that. And oh, I can't quite one-shot them with the level 1 skill. Enemies in this game do have resistances and immunities and stuff like that, so having a spread of damage types is very beneficial, but it's not mandatory. In this mode, and yeah, see, look, first character in a while. I could just pop over there with very handy, very nice. Not that I need it, but you know, the homing beacons are just to get Iron Man. That said, you do tend to, I've always found really nice gear drops. Really nice gear drops in the Iron Man secret bonus areas, and also a good chunk of EXP. Like 100% worth doing, even if you've got an Iron Man. If you just want to power up your run, get that kick up the ass. And yeah, we're just literally walking through one-shotting it. Like, what does it matter? Where's the risk? If anything, even moderately, slightly causes me a smidge of anxiety, I just ult and the entire screen disappears. And I can do that like 5 times in a row, but I don't need to. Okay, that is a little bit scary, but you know, we just like throw a bunch of them in the room and it immediately becomes a lot less scary. It's like eating a freaking grenade in. They just bounce around and they wreck stuff. And you can throw a turret through as well, you know, just let that pick everything off. Like, oh, okay, I forgot to So this is the only real danger of this build. It's a similar thing when you're playing as Colossus, Sunfire, or Pyro, is legitimately just, you don't always press your buttons. You've got really important buttons that you need to press every now and then, and you just get lazy sometimes. Anyway, these robots shouldn't be too big a problem. We're actually like pretty good resistances against most elemental types. I got a decent amount on the gear, and then you know we get about like 20-something% passive, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah, 20% passive, and you know 8 from this, and then a little bit extra on the energy and a little bit extra on the mental. So we'll get about 30 resistance or something, 30 plus depending on the ability, depending on the damage type. Anyway, it's a nice, decent little chunk off. I could have said either nice or decent. There was no need to put it there, but that's fine. And you can see the way we just, I mean, you can't obviously see how casual this is for me, like how relaxed I am. Particularly compared to how I was when I was playing as Cyclops. Cyclops is one of those characters who just, you know, it's like damage can solve all your problems, you know. But being able to tank, being able to take damage, or mitigate damage, or just move fast, or you know, whatever, that can give you more time to use your damage to solve your problems. You know, like it can keep you alive while you're killing. if you need that boost. But if you have enough damage, you just have enough damage. Like, if everything that like, you know, in some hypothetical world where it's just like literally the second a pixel of their character model shows on screen, you just have some automatic 100% uptime permanent AoE that just insta deletes them. Like, imagine that. Now that character does not need to worry about tanking anything. And that's how this guy works. Obviously he doesn't instantly delete everything, but you more or less can. I can kill everything before I have to interact with it. Or the interaction is so peripheral that it's just a tiny little tickle of damage. And a lot of the time that's only because I'm choosing not to like use, I'm choosing not to like unload all the guns into every room. Like, we genuinely can, if we want. I can just like stand here and just launch stuff into this space until everything I don't like is gone. Which is primarily this aura. So that is an option. And it's very rare that you will even come across something like that, where it's like, it's that annoying combination of an enemy that kind of doesn't really want to fight, it just kind of wants to float around and exist. But it has an ability that makes it dangerous just existing. Did I actually get that? No, I didn't. Okay. Crazy. But yeah, there was actually no reason to go down there. But yeah, for the most part, as you can see, we're just kind of walking through, and I press a button, and stuff dies. And, the only time you even need to think about it is if just by looking at it, that it's too dangerous to walk up that close, to get that close to, pardon me, I'd be dangerous if I could speak. And this guy, it doesn't matter, because we just do this, and then we do this, and as you can see, it's not even a thing. Give me money, give me item. Not that item. There's a bad item. Alright, get me out of this crap shack. See, normally I would go to the other side, because I don't like the idea of like, there's some little grubbers there, we left them alive. I'm a bit of an OCD type person, I like to like clear a map. But, it'll be fine. I don't need the EXP, not that badly. So stuff like that is a little bit dangerous because you don't have motion amplifier up yet, and motion amplifier does take a hot minute, as the youth say. Wait, where did my motion amplifier go? I forgot to recast it. There we go. As I said, sometimes you just don't press your buttons. And as you see, it's just like, what is there even to comment on when you just go through most of this? As I say, we can literally just punch them to death if it pleases us. And, you can even build this guy as a melee character if you want. Give him lots of strike, give him plus physical damage. Like, he'll actually one-shot everything in melee. It's bonkers. But why sacrifice the range advantage if you don't need to? The only reason I will sacrifice the range advantage on some other characters is because they just physically do not do enough damage at range they need some tool to like kill tough single targets or something. It's just not in their kit. Otherwise, you have to build around a melee buffing passive or something. But if your range damage is good enough, you might as well. You might as well use that. But you know, there's some conditional things like I would sacrifice range advantage with Pyro and Sunfire because they have literal invincibility. So who cares? You can just walk up to everything and delete it. You see these guys who are, I think that, yeah, they're mental resistant. They actually tank a shot, which is crazy. But the reason they do that is because a lot of good chunk of our damage is mental damage because of the high focus and the bonus damage from focus, which is really considerable. I should just ult in these situations. You know, if only to give myself a little bit of space. To use these abilities. I like that Iron Man is the only character who laughs like a complete douche when he uses an ability. That feels correct. He isn't supposed to be this broken, by the way. So the idea of motion amplifier, I suspect, and it would have made him a very strong character regardless, and he would have been decent regardless. But as I say, the main benefit of Motion Amplifier, what it was supposed to do, was essentially allow you to kind of build him as a caster, because that's kind of what he needs to be, in order to, you know, use all his various abilities optimally. All these repulsor blasts and turrets and things like that, they're going to benefit from having lots of focus and lots of energy and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So you're not going to really be able to build him as a melee character, and you know, he's Iron Man. He's supposed to be pretty strong, be able to hit pretty hard. Hence him having second level might and all that sort of stuff. So I suspect the idea is that Motion Amplifier is supposed to be this skill that, like, all right, well, if I just invest in this, then I can kind of be kick some ass just with my like punches and kicks. In melee if I have to, because like, oh, look how quick they come. It's just, unfortunately, it applies to all of his abilities. But the thing is, even if it just applied to his melee abilities, like, look what it does. It's just one-shot everything. So in a world where you couldn't just kill everything with this, like in a world where this isn't actually buffed by Motion Amplifier, this guy would arguably still be one of the stronger characters in the game. Purely based off damage and purely based off free damage. You would just build him to have an enormous amount of like body and strike and pretty much ignore focus outright. You'd give him all plus damage gear like he was a melee bruiser, and he would literally just one-shot everything with basic punches for free and basically never miss, because Motion Amplifier gives you a huge buff to attack rating, I think. But yeah, see, like, these guys, remember how much of a problem they were for Cyclops, you know, having to put the trap down, but then they could break the trap, and the floor goop, super dangerous.
Was it too hard?
The floor group. Alright, what is actually over here? I'm so unused to being able to get it. Because, you know, if I were playing this on my own time, I would go back, I would get someone who can fly. But on a stream, I don't want to waste your time. I think I did do that though the first couple of times I did this.
Was it too hard?
I think it might have been the Sabertooth stream where I stopped doing it. And like this horrible, disgusting room, just no. We don't want to interact with that.
It appears my esteemed
Anyway, if you guys want to see all these, there's a full playthrough, and I do all the special conversations. We get all the Easter egg conversations, all that stuff, all the good stuff.
Was it too hard?
Wait, pop up? Did that say? Yeah, pop up. And yeah. Again, I don't know if it translates how relaxed this whole experience is, particularly compared to Cyclops. Honestly, even compared to Colossus, just because like you can get like going through these caves with Colossus, for example, it wasn't like we were gonna die, but you know, I didn't have Unbreakable up constantly, so my extreme economy kind of can go to poop a little bit, and then it's like you might only have one when you need it, and like, you know, this is the thing, the characters in this game are so busted. Like, these are the kind of differences that make the difference between like a strong and a really strong character. Is like a strong character has an ultimate when they need it. They have the extreme token and they can use it and they defeat the situation using it, but then it's gone and you don't have any more. A really strong character has two. It probably will never need the two extra, but it just has them anyway, and you could just be like, oh, okay, so if something else did happen, like it can't, the enemies don't exist in the game or whatever, but like, okay, let's pretend. Well, then it's fine, it doesn't matter, I can still just delete the screen. And this guy has the single best screen delete button in the game. Colossus comes somewhat close with the combination of abilities, and the same thing. But the thing is, see, it does all damage types, and then that's all amplified by this. So, you know. Basically, the only way stuff is going to survive the damage that you do is if they have immunity to like a good chunk of it. So, like, let's say you do this. Actually, I don't even know what type of damage that does. Let's say, okay, so this one does radiation damage. So say they're completely immune to radiation damage, and you hit them with this. You'll still kill them because of the bonus damage from your gear, the bonus mental damage, etc., etc. But they might tank a shot or two. And we're just gonna do the passes one by one, I guess. Like, they're all good. One of them gives us more damage, which we don't really need, but it looks nice. Big number go up.
Don't you know?
And then this guy, let's just make sure we have emotional. You know what? Maybe just for fun, we just kill him with our level 1 skill that has 1 skill point in it, just to demonstrate how completely broken Iron Man is. Goodbye. Level 1 skill with 1 skill point. It's supposed to do 11 to 15 damage. It doesn't exactly. There's a little bit more than that, as you saw. It's also kind of quick, and it just absolutely humiliated that guy. Now you can only imagine how instantly he would have died if we actually like pressed all the buttons. And this is the thing. Alright, damage solves all your problems. This guy's the strongest character in the game, as far as I'm concerned. As I said, if I were making a tier list, I would put Sunfire and Pyro on the same tier, just because, like, everything dies pretty much, not quite instantly. They don't clear screens as quick, like I said, but they shouldn't ever die. This guy, in theory, can die. Everyone in theory can die. So even they can die by getting ledged or something. But you are cognizant of the areas in this game where you can get ledged, and you play differently around them. I didn't the first time I did my Colossus solo playthrough. I was so rusty. Time to line them up. And I kind of just want to ignore these guys and like speedrun this entire area if possible. I do want to, you know, get these things that I can, but it's like I said, if I'm not worried about these guys like walking up behind me, I can just sort of turn around and instantly delete them. Then that's fine. I'll just, you know, a bunch of them can just get kited together. To be honest, it's like, it's nice for me if I get more enemies at a time, because, you know, I can just ult and clear a whole screen and get lots of value from that one extreme token. And all I'm losing is experience by running past these guys, and it doesn't matter. I don't need it. I can finish the game right now. If I could teleport myself to the final boss, it would be a very easy fight. I should have looked up some of the old speedrunning tricks, because there's a way you can portal through quest doors and stuff like that. So like this, that aura, we are not a fan of that aura, so we just, we don't fuck around with it, we just get rid of the thing that has it instantly. And because we're playing Iron Man, we have that option. I'm actually taking a little bit of chip damage, and I'm not being super aware of it. I may be slightly higher than I usually am when I stream, but a little bit more than typical this evening. Let's just zap these things. Pew pew. Over here, zappy zappy. Actually, back down. Brr. Stop flying away. I hate you so much. Get over here. Thank you. No. Oh, whoa, it wore off. That's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway. Just get rid of that. Ba ba da ba. And whee. Don't put your head there. Because we have Zamite, second level Might. Honestly, there's no reason to ever get Might. I think you might need second level Might first for like things in the game or one. But hey, we're just gonna ignore these guys. I don't like them. We're gonna just get out of here.
Take your time getting up, shorty.
That's a stupid room. I dislike it. Stupid. So we're kind of going to speed run to the boss. You know, typically it would take, this would take me about an hour and 20 minutes or something to do Act 1. An hour on a good day. It's probably going to take about an hour today because I'm not really speed running it. Oh yeah. Here's the boss. Hold on, let's just pop this turret. I want to see how much damage this turret does. It does a chunk, does okay damage, I would say. But these are the ones that like really wreck. Because you get the bounce on them. But also, this really wrecks. And you know what? Even just punching them really rares. She's so annoying running away like this. Get out of here. Junk. 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 And we're not fussed about saving the prisoners. They'll be fine. Someone will come along. Like, we're literally liberating Genosha, so people live here. You know? They'll be along, just not even that while. Like, as soon as we come back to camp and we're like, hey, the big dickhead is dead. He looks like a tapeworm. I don't like him. He sounds a little bit like Heath Ledger's Joker. This was like a while before The Dark Knight came out. I hate hounds. I hate them so much. Anyway, there should be a qualifying exam up here, which we want. Anyway, he sounds a little bit like Heath Ledger's Joker, but he's dead now. We killed him. Yes, of course. We are the greatest. We know. Though, you know, blazing is always welcome. And then we get our props and so on. And you know, then they send people right away. So the faster we get to that guy, the better, I think, for them as well. Because they'll bring, like, soup and towels and stuff, and we don't have any of that shit. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't actually need to go up here, or do I? Will I get EXP? No, I won't get EXP, because I didn't get the thing. I am slovenly and terrible. I can't believe it! Alright, I don't even have all the homing beacons, but it's fine. These jerks need to just stop being alive. That guy was literally dancing. Oh, freaking pop up. It's so hilarious that, like, the slow from hounds should be so devastating. Super is actually super. We may do just a smidge of loot gobblining here. Just a teensy smidge, because I can.
Greetings again, my friend.
How do I even have full equipment again? What even is all this stuff? 72 mental damage? I'll have finished the game before I can even use that. Same there. Same there. Maybe not that? Ultimate. Anyway, super, I'm pretty sure, is plus physical damage. I could be wrong. Let us put my hypothesis to the test. Super. It is. I was actually correct. Alright. Alright, that's good. And I'm only 8 levels away from being able to use that. I don't know if I'll finish the game before. Phew. Get him, man! No, I just... You know what? You guys have fun with that. I got stuff to do in here. Oh, okay, that's why they're not instantly dead. Got to push the buttons. Great dialogue. It's fine. The combination of that green fart cloud and the EP drain, especially early game, is so dangerous. I can't remember who I was playing through. That shit almost killed me. Like, just flat killed me. Because you can't... Like, you don't have a skill to just quickly delete the guy who's draining your life. Because the other guy drains all your EP first. Anyway, this area kind of sucks no matter who you play. Unless you have some kind of really, really good turret or homing ability or something. I mean, in theory, this guy does have a really good turret. But it's not as good. It's not as good as the sort of turret I'm thinking of. This is not that bad. And normally I would clear the sides coming down here, because I don't want to be ambushed. The thing is... as Iron Man, I'm not exactly concerned about it. This guy is actually dangerous, so let's just... I would like to say, get a little bit of space. Yes, space, thank you. And then get him out of our faces. Luckily, the combo shield jerks don't do a lot of damage, because they're about the most... You'd think they'd be the most dangerous thing with them. Wait, what is this? People are saying stuff in chat. Yeah, in fairness, like, Sabretooth is basically just a slightly worse version of Wolverine in this game. He does look cool though, I will say that, and the different costumes he has are pretty cool. I think he actually has some, like, cooler skins than any of the Wolverine ones, interestingly. But, yeah, he's down a skill point. He doesn't have the same level of, like, polish and stuff. And he doesn't get the unique item or the danger room mission that Wolverine gets. But they're both pretty strong. I have a solo, like, hardcore playthrough, One Life, of doing Wolverine on his Sabretooth on his own through the base game. It's pretty fun to do that with either him or Wolverine, because they're sort of glass cannons, but also they're melee characters, so you have to have this nice, like, almost like duck and weave in and out style to, like, get through some of the boss fights, which is super fun. Damn, where did Pyro go? Did he just get exploded or run away or something? Oh, okay, he just ran away. Weird. Anyway, we don't actually have to stay here. We can just walk straight through and take on the final boss. I'm not fussed about whether or not I have full extreme tokens, because why would I? And yeah, again, Pyro being PC exclusive. Pyro and Sunfire are basically the same. Again, their abilities just different names. Pyro has Fire Bats, I think, instead of an ability that Sunfire has. And Fire Bats is positively bugged, which is nice. But, I mean, Sunfire can fly, which is kind of nice utility. So, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty much an even wash. Anyway, here we are at the first act boss. Well ahead. Actually, yeah, quite a bit faster than I did on the other runs. And let's just see how quickly we can destroy this guy. He's kind of going to instantly just bring up those iframes. Yeah, he's pretty much... Yeah, he's done. See, that's the fun. I never got to play the first game because it was console. Like, they never ported it to PC, and I didn't have a console back then. Or I might have, but I never managed to buy it. And, you know, it was like you couldn't just download it or something. I can't even remember I first got the disc of this game for PC. It was one of those weird games. It was like I'd never heard anything about it, and like reading the back, like all these things that it boasted and promised, I was like, this honestly seems too good to be true. This is all just talk. But, you know, the gameplays have the 7-day money back guarantee, so I'm like, check it out. And I was like, wow, it actually like lived up to all these boasts about, you know, destructible environments and like 30 playable characters and all this cool stuff that it had, which was way more impressive back in the day. Because like ARPG wise, I think I went from like Diablo 2 to this, and this is so much more sophisticated than Diablo 2.
You are determined to get yourselves killed. Well then, come along, and I'll try to accommodate you.
Yeah, that would be cool. You can't. There's like quite a decent number of mods, and just instantly gone. But yeah, there's a decent number of mods for this game, I know, and you can mod in most of the heroes that are from the first game, which I've never done because I never played the first game. I don't have any kind of like, oh man, I wish I could play as Beast or Magnum or something. But yeah, apparently it's really easy to mod those assets in. There's all the animations and so on. Apparently, are just still in the game. Character models and everything. And here we are. We're on the final boss fight here. And again, it's just damage solves all your problems. We're just gonna ult him. He's already dead, it doesn't matter. He's just extra double, triple, a bajillion, 1,000 times more dead. And now the bombs explode, and oh, there's one more. And Abyss explodes, and Blimp explodes, everything explodes, we land. And I feel like that was fairly comfortable. It was certainly faster than either of the characters I've done it with in the last couple of days. Significantly faster. And yeah, a lot of that just comes down to the sheer clear speed of just deleting everything instantly. Anyway, I shall save. I'll make a save here, just in case anyone does want me to continue this with Iron Man, but
Having difficulty coming to a decision.
in the absence of any kind of public demand, I'll probably just continue on doing other characters in the same thing. When did the game come out? Hold on. It's a very, very old game. I'm gonna look it up on my phone because I don't want to mess with the... It's also not very stable. So I don't want to like try to open a Google or something. ...2005, so actually just slightly over 20 years old now. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this stream here and I'll continue tomorrow. I was supposed to say, but I didn't. I will. And yeah, I'll take another character out for a spin and see how they go. You know, I just kind of want to exhibit them and demonstrate. Because some of them are really fun, even if they're not particularly strong. Hold on, I'm just trying to think where I should actually save this. Okay, this is the one. Alright, so thank you, Cricket Brack and Jason Devon Griffin. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and having stuff to say. And as I say, I'll be back tomorrow, roughly about the same time, same amount of time. Take care till then.